Welcome to the third video in my Millionaire series. You can watch the first two by clicking the links below. But just to catch you up, in videos 1 and 2, we talked about the first money moves you can take towards becoming a millionaire, as well as how much investing it takes to hit $1 million by the age of 65, depending on which decade you're living in. But not everyone needs $1 million. Some need more, some need less. Also very interesting, I posted a poll tonight asking you guys how much money you think that you'll need in order to retire comfortably. So far I have 41 votes with a nice bell curve. 10% actually think that they can retire on $250,000 to $500,000. And equally 10% are shooting for 5 to 10 million, which I guess is not that surprising because from a poll that I took 10 days ago, about 10% of people that responded said that they were net worth millionaires. That was 143 votes. That was like 28 or 29 of you who are net worth millionaires. That's great. By the time this posts, I'm sure I'll have even more votes. So today I'm breaking down how you can figure out how much you need to save for retirement. It's going to take some math, but it's fairly simple and I promise I'll help you along the way. In fact, I've got an Excel calculator that I put together just so that you can use it to follow along with this video if you want. You can download it from the description down below. Quick caveat, this is a guideline and not legally financial advice. If you want a customized look at your preparation for retirement, then talk to a financial advisor. Now let's jump in by laying out the variables of retirement. So there are two variables that I have to mention that will drastically affect how much you need to save for retirement. One, what expenses will you have? And two, what type of retirement are you anticipating? The first is a question of necessities. You know, the things that you have to have the money to pay for every month, like healthcare, debt, and prune juice. The second is a question of debatably unnecessary expenses that your golden years may bring, like pickleball tournament fees, yarn for knitting, or treating the grandkids to chocolate milk every day. Who am I trying to kid? That is a necessity. Let's tackle the necessities. Some expenses are going to be necessities, things that you can't miss paying every month. Utilities and groceries are great examples. Debt is another thing that you just can't miss paying. And having debt is a huge detriment when it comes to retirement. So I want to see you pay off all your debt, because the less debt you have, one, the easier it'll be to save for retirement, and two, the lower your expenses will be in retirement, thus reducing the amount that you need to save for it. Debt payoff for this reason is like a perfect dual purpose step. The way I recommend doing this is by the debt snowball method. The debt snowball method is where you pay off the smallest debts first all the way up to the biggest debts while you're paying minimums on all the rest. I like this way because it builds momentum and confidence as you pay off your debt. So let's say you no longer have any debt, including no home mortgage. That drops your minimum monthly retirement income immensely. Because if you have a $1,500 house payment like us, that's $18,000 less that you would need annually in your retirement income if you had no mortgage. That's why we're trying to pay off our house. All right, with no debt, we can look at the rest of your necessary expenses, like healthcare. Statistics don't lie. Did you know that 100% of people who didn't hit the like button before 1905 have died? Yeah, I was shocked too. All right, Kramer, let's get back to the video. Okay, statistically, you have a much higher likelihood of needing healthcare the older you get. How much higher? Super much higher, meaning this is an area of your future budget that you're gonna need to give a little extra love. Unless you're my grandpa who drank a Dr. Pepper every day and lived to be 97 without any major health issues. A Dr. Pepper a day keeps the doctor away, ironically. Anyways, healthcare costs, long-term care insurance, these are some necessary expenses that you're gonna have to consider. But now for the fun part. What kind of retirement would you love? Hang out with the grandkids? Circumnavigate the globe? Actually see the globe by traveling to space on Jeff Bezos' rocket? Your dreams are gonna change up your finances drastically. I find it much easier to consider our current position and guess whether we'll be wanting about the same in our lifestyle, if we would want a little bit more like with traveling, or if we'd be content with a little less. Then I change how much I think we'll need per month based on how much we make now. Now we don't travel a lot, but we want to. Now if we want to travel, I may take the income that I'm expecting we'll need for our expenses and throw an extra $1,000 to $2,000 on top of that for our retirement monthly income. Now I've got a new monthly income that I need to shoot for. Now if you want to travel to space once a year, then you're probably going to have to add like another $25,000 per month onto your expenses. The thing is, regardless of your goals, you're probably going to need extra cash in order to fill all your extra time with activities like golf. Yeah, golf. No, actual golf. Guess what? If you're going 3 times a week at the median cost for a full round of golf, that's like $100 a week or $400 a month. And ta-da, now you've got a new monthly income to shoot for. I get it, there's a lot of variables, but figure out what your major goals and dreams are and then use that to estimate your monthly income. Now, in all likelihood, you're probably not gonna need even close to this much, especially if you're living in an average-ish cost of living area. But let's say you wanna play it safe and shoot for an even $100,000 in annual retirement income. Does that mean you're gonna need $100,000 saved up for every year that you anticipate you'll be retired? Thankfully, no. All you need is enough invested savings in order to live off the growth. Then in theory, you'll never run out of money. Now the S&P 500 index has had an average return of 10% annually. At this rate, if you had $1 million invested and could expect a 10% annual return, you can have a $100,000 annual retirement income without even touching the original $1 million. Unfortunately, we also have to count for inflation, which is going to eat away at your money's value. Inflation causes everything to rise in price. This is why it seems like Bailey's in my grocery budget is always overspent. At least that's what we tell ourselves. What? No, it's impossible that it's because of the chocolate milk. Historically, the average inflation rate has been around 3 to 4%. Recently, it's been more than that, but I digress. To put this in perspective, if you'd been working for the last 40 years and were retiring today, something that cost $1 in 1983 would cost $3.06 now. So basically, inflation is important to plan for. Now let's plan for inflation in our equation. So if we take the 10% stock market rate of return and then subtract 4% for inflation, that leaves us an effective 6% rate of return. But we want to play it a little bit safe, which is why we're going to use the 5% rule, which states that retired people can pull out about 5% of their invested income annually without their nest egg becoming a smaller nest egg. Now all we have to do is take the target $100,000 income divided by 0.05, which is our 5% withdrawal rate, and that gives us $2 million needed in retirement. There you go, $2 million is your number. That's actually our number that Bailey and I are shooting for, because we want plenty so that we can give to whoever we want, as well as travel to some new places. But if you're more content with a simpler life, then rework the number. In an average cost of living area, you could easily get by with $4,000 to $5,000 a month, bringing your retirement number somewhere between $960,000 and $1.2 million. And the truth is, you can save this by taking advantage of tax-advantaged retirement accounts like Roth 401ks and Roth IRAs. That's literally where all of Bailey's and my investments are right now. We don't have anything extra. We don't have any single stocks. 401ks and IRAs are generally pretty safe with some good returns. One of my favorite tools for preparing for retirement is a retirement calculator. I literally use it all the time. I have one linked in the description down below if you want to play around with it. It'll ask you questions like, what's your age? At what age are you planning to retire? How much do you have invested? How much are you planning to invest monthly? And your expected rate of return. Like I said, 10% is average, but if you want to be safe and account for inflation, then I'd use 6% and just see where that gets you. Ultimately, the goal of this video is to increase your confidence in the preparation for your retirement so that you have a clear goal to shoot for. Because if you don't have a clear number that you're aiming for in retirement, you may very well get caught like a deer in the headlights. How's that for a cliche? If you have any questions, drop them in the comments down below, and also let me know what your retirement number is. Watch these videos next for videos 1 and 2 of the series, and subscribe here because next week we're looking at how the average millionaire actually acquired their wealth and how you can do it too. And spoiler, it's much simpler than you may think. And it doesn't involve inheriting it or screwing people over or cheating on taxes or anything like that.